Have you ever been in a situation where you are trying to fix a problem? You're competent at fixing this problem and the skill that is required to solve this issue. And you are passionate and really want to make that impact. But then when it comes to implementation, the bureaucrats take over and mess up everything that you have just worked for. Hi, this is Arthur Carmazzi, best-selling author and currently ranked as one of the world's top 10 thought leaders in organizational culture and leadership. And in today's episode of The Knights of Transformation, we're going to continue the Qatar Airways service review tragedy saga. And we're going to get a couple of different perspectives from different individuals on what to do and, well, basically how you can really screw up really positive people in your organization. So let's look at what happened after the last video. I had a gentleman call me. Let's call him Mr. M. Now, Mr. M was extremely competent. He was empathetic, he was caring, and he really wanted to solve the problem. I mean, you could tell that he was sincere and really wanted to make a sincere effort. So what does that do? Well, number one, it gives you hope. Okay, so you're thinking, wow, maybe, they actually are going to solve these problems. Okay, maybe they actually are going to achieve, okay, the service standard, even though it might be a little late, that was expected. So you've got this hope. Now, when you've got hope after kind of being jerked around for over, 5 months, what ends up happening is that you start to forget about all of the bad things and you start thinking of all of the potential positive things to reestablish the relationship with an organization that you've had in the past. So you're thinking, wow, this could be great, until the bureaucrats took over. Now, the bureaucrats had no intention, no interest whatsoever in empathy or anything. In fact, what they did is they very specifically gave me a lecture on accounting. Now, I very specifically said I didn't really want it, but the guy insisted that he needed to show me how they're doing the whole accounting thing. Great, fine. So, in that kind of a situation, now what you've got is you've got a guy who is trying to take one variable, which is not the actual variable that was originally connected to, and making up this whole accounting story to show you why you're wrong, or in this particular case, why I was wrong. Now, how do you think that affects any human being on earth? You give them hope, and then suddenly everything is taken away from them because you're trying to be right on the way that you do things, and it has nothing to do with how you feel. You're basically just talking about accounting. So when it also continued, I had mentioned to the gentleman that I really wanted to get back to working with my kids, but he insisted to continue talking to me about these different things and even brought up other elements about that perk that I was trying to get, which is in the previous video if you have seen that, and made it in such a way where he needed to make me wrong again. I mean, why? I had already given up on that. Okay, why do you need to make people wrong just to prove that you're okay? But that wasn't the whole thing. The action that I found to be the most disturbing was that they tried to upsell me and pay more money on tickets that I've already paid quite a bit of money for. And this situation now comes to the point of where it's like that insurance agent that every time you make some kind of a claim or you ask them a question, they just want to sell you more stuff. And while I appreciate that they want to make money, and then of course they're using the scarcity, this is only available for, the next 4 hours, and, it's only available today, and so on, and everything else. It's like, I know the tricks, okay? I'm in this business. But why do you need to do that when you're trying to solve a service problem? I mean, I understand. We're companies, we want to make profit. But do we really need to alienate people, give them hope, and then take it away in order to make a few extra bucks? So imagine that you were Mr. M, and you're passionate and excited and competent, and you're working in an organization that doesn't support your success and your competencies. How do you feel? Are you going to continue to put in 100% of your effort to solve big problems? Or eventually, are you going to just kind of give up and it's like it doesn't matter anyway? See, an organization is going to create the kind of people that its policies set it up for. So what kind of a culture is Qatar Airways setting up? This is Arthur Carmazzi wishing you great success.